Brixton Metals. It's our safe harbor statement, so you can read this at your leisure. So Brixton's really focused on gold, silver, copper, and it's kind of interesting how this company's evolved. We really started out as a gold company. We had a lot of silver for many years, but I really think it's going to be copper that's going to drive the story for us. And what's interesting that we're seeing is, of course, all the copper majors are looking for the next big copper mines, but we're also hearing all the major gold companies looking for copper, which is an interesting twist. And some of the largest gold deposits in the world are copper porphyry deposits. So we're pretty excited for this season because Brixton's got the largest budget that we've ever seen. Last year we spent about $5.5 million in the ground on our flagship Thorn. This year we've got about a $10 million budget to go on the ground, which should give us about upwards of 20,000 meters. And we're actually going to be starting to drill here hopefully by the end of the week. The main focus is going to be on the Camp Creek porphyry, which I'm going to talk a little bit about, the Trapper Gold target, and METLA and the Outlaw targets. And then over the last about a year and a half, we've successfully attracted a couple of partners on our other assets, namely the Hog Heaven Project, which is a pretty interesting deal with Robert Friedland's Ivanhoe Electric, $44.5 million US deal where they can earn 75% of the project. So that deal alone is worth more than Brixton Metals. So we're pretty excited, and they're going to be starting to drill that project this year as well. And then we farmed out our Atlin Goldfields Project as well. So that kind of takes some of the load off our resources and our capital of the team, and we can focus on our flagship. A little bit about the company. You can see the chart here. Trading around 14 cents, about 14 million cash. So a good chunk of that, and most of that money is going to go on the ground. You can see our shareholder base, 3 billionaires as shareholders, so we're pretty proud of that. And the company trades pretty well. This year to date, we're about 31 million shares traded so far this year, and over 164 million traded last year. So you can see Thorn up in the northwest corner. That's our baby. That's the flagship. And it really is a massive project. It's quite the beast. Over the last 10 years, it's morphed into now the largest. We looked at the numbers in BC. It's the largest claim holdings in the province, 2,863 square kilometers. So it really is a massive land position, and it's geologically very similar to the Golden Triangle and all what you see up here. So it really is a district scale opportunity, and we're hoping to unlock that potential as we move forward here. And it really is all about the copper and gold on this project. This is a claim block showing the copper plots. This is not all of our data, but you can see the numbers here. 57,000 meters drilled, 26,000 soils, and this is from the work that we've done, but a lot of it was from old historical assessment reports. We data mined like 150 assessment reports to get this data. But look at the scale of this thing. The scale on the bottom, there's 20 kilometers, but sort of diagonally top to bottom is about an 80 kilometer trend. So it really is, in our view, a unmatched potential target area. And most of the work that we've been focusing on is around this Camp Creek and Outlaw and Trapper area. So we're really just starting to get into some of these other targets. So I think this map will change significantly as we advance onto some of these other areas. This is the same plot looking at gold. Again, the bigger cluster up on the northern end, largely because that's where most of the work's been done. But we're starting to get more interest in this central part area called METLA. We're seeing some very good copper gold numbers coming out of that. So this is an interesting discovery that we made. Really last year, I think we've confirmed it. This is considered a blind porphyry target. It doesn't outcrop at surface. In fact, most of the work that was done here was focused on the high sulfidation, high grade gold, silver, and copper veins and breccia zones. And it wasn't until, in fact, in 2019, you can see hole 50, we tried to tap the porphyry, but the hole failed to reach depth at 829, but we still drilled 150 meters, hole 150 drilled 554 meters of over 1% copper equivalent. But what's really interesting is that the bottom of this section, which are quite deep holes 183 and 184, you can see by the color scale, we're getting into the higher grade copper dominant mineralization. hole 184 cut 821 meters of 0.4 copper equivalent, and where the bottom of the hole ended in 14 meters of over 1% copper equivalent. So what we're seeing is a consistent pattern, increasing grades as we go down hole on this system. And so this is a block cave target. We're not going to open pit this thing. The porphyry doesn't start till about 300 or 400 meters depth, but we're looking at the kind of grades that can make economics here on a block cave scenario. So that's what we're looking at. We're going to re-enter hole 184, and we're going to kick off there where where the colors start to get hot, and we're going to kick off that and drill as far as we can down to the system. And here's why. If you look at where Brixton stacks up to some of these other select copper-dominant systems around the world, if you look on a gram meter basis, or percent meter basis rather, we're in that sort of 350 to 300. Our whole 150 was 600, but some of the best intercepts in the world are in that sort of 900 to even 2,000 on a percent copper basis. So our objective with the deep drilling at Camp Creek is to drill something in the neighborhood of 1,000 meters of 2%. It would bring Brixton up to near the top of the pile. And if we did that, I'm pretty sure we're not going to be a $30, $40 million market cap company. This is a bit on the gold zone. This is kind of zooming into the gold trend, the main area of interest. There's our camp up in the corner there. Camp Creek is where we've done most of the work. And we're excited about this other area called Trapper, which we've had some really good results last summer. So that Trapper anomaly on the bottom part of that 11-kilometer gold anomaly is about 4 kilometers in its own right. And the reason we're excited about it is because of the sheer number of high-grade gold hits that we've encountered on this target last year. You can see up to 135-gram gold from surface sampling. And we had really good success drilling this hole, this target area. Hole 186 drilled 2.1 grams over 139 meters. That's 300-gram meters. That's a pretty significant gold intercept regardless. So we're pretty excited about that, and we plan to do a lot more work on this target this year with further drilling to try and find the extent of this system. So this is fairly shallow. We're getting good grade near surface, so we're excited about this target. It is more gold dominant, but we are seeing some copper hits peripheral to it, so this could be an interesting one to watch this year. We are seeing visible gold. You can't really see it on this slide, but we're seeing visible gold in the core. We've had some very high-grade intercepts as well here, so it's always good to see the gold when you're drilling a gold target. The METLA target, this is an up-and-coming target. This is a large-scale target. It's copper-gold porphyry camp. Have not drilled here yet, but we're going to do more boots-on-the-ground work on this target. So this is probably a 2023 drilling target for the company. But the kind of grades and the kind of rocks we're getting, this is what we're trying to find at Camp Creek at 1,000 meters. We're finding this material at surface, just not quite ready to drill. And then we've got this sediment-hosted gold target called the Outlaw Zone. This is not a porphyry. This is more of a stratiform sediment-hosted target. And we like this because it's fairly consistent near surface and relatively easy pickings, if you will. The team, I like to say that we're a technically strong team. We've got a lot of geologists on the team, but we also have some mine builders and mine finance on the team as well. I guess just in summary, I think Brixton is well positioned here. We've got a strong portfolio of assets, and we've really got a massive copper-gold system in BC, in the Golden Triangle, where a lot of people want to be. We've got a good team, we've got strong shareholders, and we have one of the biggest budgets that we've seen before. So I'd like to say BBB is the ticker. Buy Brixton big. Thank you very much.